We start off with a report that comes courtesy of Cassidy Haynes at bodyslam.net regarding Matt Riddle. So I will preface this by stating I have not confirmed this on my end, but I have reached out to WWE. I do not know if they will be commenting on this. If I had to guess my life savings, I would venture to imagine they won't, but I could be wrong. But Cassidy Haynes is reporting that Matt Riddle is off television for 6 weeks after failing a second drug test. So the report here is that over the summer, WWE had originally planned for Matt Riddle to have a match at SummerSlam against Seth Rollins, but that match was pushed back to Clash at the Castle. It was reported at the time that the reason for the change was due to a new creative direction. Sources have told me that the reason for pushing back the match was because Matt Riddle failed a drug test leading up to SummerSlam. This was also the last test under the Vince McMahon regime. With Vince no longer in charge, a new creative direction was taken regarding Riddle, and his big match against Rollins was postponed until Clash at the Castle. Additionally, I was told, this being Cassidy Haynes, that the company informed Riddle at the time that another failed drug test would result in a rehab or fired situation similar to what happened with Jeff Hardy previously. So in terms of Matt Riddle's recent 6-week television write-off, Cassidy Haynes was able to confirm that the reason that WWE wrote Riddle off TV is because he has failed another drug test and will be sent to rehab. The belief going around is that he has already entered treatment or will be going in soon, as most programs run for 30 days and he would need to be finished in time for his return in 6 weeks. And Cassidy Haynes asked for clarification on exactly what came up on the failed test, but he notes that WWE no longer tests for marijuana. So we do not know what he failed for, but this being reportedly a second test. And it would also coincide with certainly a de-escalation of Matt Riddle. I mean, losing that match to Rollins at Clash at the Castle. They did come back and do the Fight Pit match where Riddle did win that match. But in totality, we can certainly see that Riddle has, he's certainly been taken down a peg or two, I would say, much more leaning into the comedic aspects of the character, teaming with Elias and, not to me being positioned as that, that breakthrough babyface that the Rollins program seemed to be suggesting they were priming him for, and also coincides with, over the summer, like that regime change too. So this is kind of what Riddle is staring at too. And there's a lot to this Riddle story. David Bixenspan has done a lot of reporting on the whole divorce proceedings that he has been going under, where there was actually in the custody agreement something about him disclosing his drug tests to his ex-wife as well. So it's a pretty messy situation involving Riddle, personally and professionally this year.
Yeah, this is not really a story I was expecting. It's concerning. I think anytime you hear about a roster member going through repeated offenses and failed drug tests, first and foremost, you think about the person's health. Obviously, the man is going through a lot personally, and it just seems like time away is probably best for everybody involved. This is a person that this company has kind of, I want to say, stuck their neck out for in the midst of speaking out allegations, in putting the man on TV and giving him a pretty considerable push, despite all of that. And he's done really well. He's really connected with the audience. He's really, I would say, broken out, especially as part of, RK Bro. Randy's absence from the show, I think, has also coincided with his de-escalation. You would have imagined that actually it in some ways it might have paved the way for him to become sort of that big bona fide star in Randy's absence. But unfortunately, with all of this happening, it's kind of had the opposite effect. So, first and foremost, you think about the person's health, and then whenever he's healthy, coming back, maybe picking back up. But of course, anytime something like this happens, you have to wonder if he loses trust, from the company for a big position like that.
It's like you're going to make it was right there in the report. You're going to make those comparisons to Jeff Hardy of how much we get behind someone in that kind of a situation. So, Yeah, the story was only breaking tonight, so I have reached out to WWE for a comment or to confirm, but we will see if they address any of this. There was a time, and it's a long time ago, that they would always disclose wellness violations, but I mean it's much more closely guarded now when it comes to these types of stories.